Chapter 15. All 5 of us are in a cell, waiting, but we're together. Might as well distract ourselves with conversation before our nerves completely fray. We went through introductions for Wes. He knows some about them, but this is his first time officially meeting my new friends. "Riley," Jem begins quietly, "how is your leg?" I glance at the wound on my calf. "Oh, it's not bad." "Are you sure?" I smile at the sincerity in her voice. "I'm okay, I promise." She seems to relax, satisfied with my answer. I notice all of us have a few scrapes and bruises, and no one's complaining. Turning to my brother, I hit his arm. "So, Wes, please share with the class. How did you get your powers? I didn't have time to ask you with all the explosions." "Oh, sure." Grinning, he rubs his hands together. "Well, the other day I was in the mess hall. Shizaro started picking on someone. I went over to protect her, and all of a sudden I saw the force field, the power, surrounding me. It was amazing." Slay slaps my brother on the back in excitement. "Congratulations!" Jem claps. Gozan grins, and I fist bump my brother. Blue and white power sparks off our knuckles. "Whoa!" we both say in unison. Gozan's still grinning. "Okay, that's awesome." "I guess you were right, Wes," I say. "They probably experimented on us both." When he nods, I lean back against the wall. "So, you don't feel claustrophobic in that bubble of yours?" "Actually, no," he says, as if now realizing that fact. "Maybe because I'm in control. I can get out when I want to. Of course, sometimes it fades when I don't want it to. I gotta practice more, I guess. That goes for me, too. I'm proud of you, bro." Looking at the group, I feel pride swelling in my chest. It felt great working together, guys. Fighting for what's right. Temples glowing white with passion, Jem smiles. "It did. And I know we would do it again. Help anyone we could in need." We all agree, and Slay gives her his signature affectionate rough shake. "Yes, girl!" We laugh, but we quiet down when Pharaoh and Sick come by and kill the mood. Deactivating the force field, the leader folds his arms across his chest. "What am I going to do with you?" "Set us free," Kozan suggests. I disguise my laugh as a cough. Pharaoh's eyes narrow. "Thanks to you, I already lost some potential fighters. Although I am happy to report that Sick managed to get the empty escape pods back. At least we won't have to obtain more. They can be expensive." He turns to Sick beside him. "Take these 3 to the torture chamber. I'll be there in a minute." I stand. "No, please. It was my idea to help those people," I lie. When Sick pulls out his stun baton, Jem touches my shoulder. "It's okay, Riley. There's no stopping this." Kozan and Slay nod, telling me the same. Sick shoves me to the side, and my heart aches as our friends are led away. I hope they don't go through what Wesley and I did when we tried to escape. Farrell stares at me and Wes, seeming to toy with ideas in his sick mind. I start envisioning him beating us with an electric crowbar and then asking for our opinion. What hurts more, boys? A forehand or a backhand? "You should be thanking me," Farrell says. "This is your 4th infraction, Riley, yet I've been merciful to both of you." My eyebrows furrow. 4th? You don't think I know about your ice cream meetup the other night? Wesley and I trade a nervous look. He takes a step closer. "You must stop underestimating me." I fidget, lowering my gaze. Farrell suddenly gasps. "I have it. A perfect way to punish you two and make a profit at the same time." Pulling a device out of his pocket, he comes toward me. "But first, I need to tend to your wound." "Why? If you're planning on hurting me more." "Because you need to be at your best." The pain lessens and eventually vanishes as the blue light heals my flesh wound. I restrain myself from kicking him in the face. It wouldn't do any good anyway. He's always got that stupid invisible force field around him. After about 20 minutes of more waiting, Wesley and I are steered to the arena door. He chuckles wryly. "Well, we got what we wanted." "What's that?" I ask. "We're together again." Despite everything, I smile. Yes, sir, we are. I'd rather face the unknown with my brother by my side than face the known without him. Once Farrell announces us, Wesley and I walk out and stand in the middle of the ring. We no longer tremble or feel like throwing up. We stare ahead. We wait. We stand firm. We stand together. Yes, my heart still pounds, especially in the beginning, but it feels different than before. I don't like getting beat up. I don't enjoy seeing my brother hurt. I don't enjoy hurting others, but there's a part of us that is getting used to it. And, okay, I'll admit it, it is kind of cool and exhilarating when we win. There's that male pride and that human desire to win. To know that we can defend ourselves feels pretty great. But there's an added nervousness since Farrell's got something up his sleeve, something extra waiting for us. Our punishment, our discipline. 2 lustrums march into the arena. They only live for 5 years, but they look and act like full-grown men. Their arms and legs are see-through. They've got glow sticks for veins, lit up with every color. The alarm goes off. And we're off. I alternate between normal punches and blasts of fire. Sometimes I combine them, my fist glowing as it makes contact with the enemy's face. At one point, I see Wesley cornered. As fast as I can, I run over and block the hit that was meant for my brother and kick the lustrum hard. Wesley nods his thanks, and we continue the fight. My brother encages himself in his force field until the guy gives up, and then Wes throws the energy at him full force. Eventually, they both go down. And stay down. I high-five Wesley. That was pretty easy. Guards enter to remove the lustrums from the ring. But as soon as they're taken out, 2 new fighters step into the arena. Farrell announces over the speaker, "Audience, we've got a surprise for you. There's been a change in the schedule. Get ready for a blood battle!" The crowd goes wild. My stomach drops. Farrell explains, "The Price brothers will be fighting opponents for several rounds. The match will end when they reach the final round or once they lose consciousness." He says that so nonchalantly. I give Wesley a "seriously" look. He shakes his head and exhales. "Once again, place your bets!" Everyone in the stands begins to click away on their armrests. After a few moments, Farrell shouts, "Begin!" Right away, our new opponents start doing all the moronic animal poses, trying to intimidate us, which it does, but it's also getting on my nerves. After a few swings, my foe's knuckles smash into my nose. He's encouraged, enthralled to see he's made the first blow, but he won't make the last. Blood already dripping, I glare at him, already lost to whatever energy that's coursing in the arena. I'm angry at the pain I feel. I'm angry at his arrogant face. I'm angry at myself for getting angry. I fling the energy like fireballs. My enemy does a couple of somersaults and cartwheels out of the way. I haven't seen these 2 show any power, but I'm starting to think their gift is mind reading because they seem to anticipate our every move. Grimacing from another hard blow, I'm swept off my feet and faceplant on the ground, and by the time I roll over, he pins me. I can't move. He lands a solid punch on my eye, rose back for another. Then Wesley tackles him for me. "Why don't we switch dance partners?" he asks. Grinning, I get to my feet and head for Wesley's enemy. We keep going, keep fighting. Never give up, never surrender. My shoulders sink when those competitors are dragged out only to make room for more. We battle against girls with 4 arms, green men whose skin is impervious to acid, fire, and who knows what else. Men whose eyes shoot lasers like Cyclops. Fight after fight, alien after alien, round after round, Wesley and I battle it out. We kick and punch and blast and fire. Maybe we should give up. Farrell says it's not going to stop until we stop. Or until the final round, but knowing Farrell, maybe there is no final round. My muscles ache and burn. My legs feel like noodles, as if they're going to give out any minute. Wesley doesn't look much better. He's on one knee, panting, dripping with sweat. "How you doing?" I shout, patting his shoulder. "You all right?" Nodding, he turns and spits blood. The leader's voice booms over the pandemonium. "Wow, the brothers have certainly proven themselves, haven't they?" Cheers ring. "Everyone, this is the final round. Boys, finish strong." Oh, thank goodness. Last round. I wipe sweat off my forehead and try to catch my breath. Wesley lifts his arms over his head and starts pacing. The door opens one last agonizing time. But it's not 2 aliens that emerge. It's not 4. It's 6. 3 for each of us. This is ridiculous. I glare up at the leader. I know he can't hear me, but he must notice my expression because he says, "Use that fire," over the mic. Wesley comes to stand beside me, drained and overwhelmed. I take his hand to give it a quick squeeze of reassurance. But that's when I feel something. Something between us. A power building and growing. I look at our joined hands and see they're glowing brighter than they do alone. The energy is coursing through our arms, pulsating through our veins, in and out, from and to each other. Wesley glances at me, bewildered, and then we both smirk as a silent communication passes between us. We know what to do. I know, it sounds crazy, but it feels like second nature, like we've been doing this our whole lives. I tighten my grip. I keep my other hand at my side, palm facing out. The others seem wary, wondering what's happening, but they suddenly gather their courage and start rushing us, yelling, shouting, screaming. Wesley and I are the essence of calm, of power. We close our eyes, continuing to charge up. Then when they're right in front of us, we open our eyes and release. Power explodes off of us in a fury of fire. A blast bigger than I've ever seen throws our enemies back, into the wall, into the stands. The crowd screams as they duck and shield themselves. All is silent for a moment. Wesley and I take deep breaths as we try to figure out what just happened. But we know. We know what we've done and what we are now capable of. And then the crowd erupts into ear-splitting applause. They're jumping up and down, throwing their drinking glasses into the air. Look at what my brother and I can do together. I feel unstoppable, and closer to my brother than I ever have. I raise his hand with mine in triumph. We shout and celebrate with the audience. We've proven ourselves. We've earned this. We've won. Even the leader, high above in his lofty box, is clapping for us. Wesley laughs in complete giddiness, exhaustion, and relief, throwing his arms around me. I hug him back as the crowd continues to shower us with applause. Good news! Now that Wesley has powers, he's on level 2 with me. We even have connecting rooms. I couldn't be more grateful for that. I think our being separated for a time has made us closer. I also feel it has solidified in our hearts and minds that we're not leaving this place. We have resigned to the fact that this is our new home, even if we don't like it. Might as well make the most of it. Because of our recent victory in the ring, Pharaoh is hosting our naming ceremony. When fighters go above the call and demand, they are given new names. Once Wes and I reach the ceremonial room, I scan all the faces, and feel utter relief when I lay eyes on our living, breathing friends, Jem, Gulzan, and Slay. Guys! Rushing over, Wes and I gather them in a group hug. Are you all okay? I ask, noticing the scar of a needle prick in each of their necks. We're still here, Gulzan answers. It's over. We survived. Jem nods, but I see the bags under her eyes. My heart breaks for them. I'm so sorry, guys. For what? Slay asks. It is not your fault, Jem tells me. And as I said, we would do it again to help someone. Anyone. Her smile is genuine, though tired. Slay hits me and Wes. Congratulations on your victory yesterday! Thanks, we say, feeling a little guilty our punishment wasn't as bad as theirs. But there's no judgment or envy in their expressions. They're truly happy for us. Farrell's suddenly behind me. Riley, Wesley. I turn to face him, flinching at his closeness, reminded of how tall and intimidating he is. We're about to begin. Come with me. Our friends wave and find a table. Wesley and I follow the leader to the middle of the room. I know this is supposed to be a positive event. I guess I should feel honored, but I'm a little nervous. At least I've got my brother by my side. I'm not alone. Once all the fellow fighters are seated, Farrell announces, Yesterday was an exciting and fulfilling day. He gestures to Wes and me. Because of their hard fight and success, the Price brothers have earned their new names. Everyone bangs on the tables, applauding. Farrell continues. They broke a record by defeating 16 opponents. More applause. Wow, I didn't remember it being that many. Maybe that does deserve a name change. And so they will be rewarded with many perks and new names. Riley, will you come forward, please? Wesley pats my back as I step toward the leader. I take a deep breath, hoping I don't get something ridiculous like dancing fox. Riley, strong and brave, bold and aggressive like the fire within you. From this day forward, you shall be known as Blaze. I smile in relief. I like it. He pins a tiny gold medal on my collar and then rests a hand on my head. Well done. I am so proud of you. Thank you, sir. I give a slight bow and then return to my spot next to Wesley. Wesley, will you step forward? He does. Wesley, quiet and perceptive, loyal and true, you shall be known as Frost. He pins a medal to his suit and places a hand on his head. Well done. I am very proud of you. Thank you, leader. After handing each of us a glass of pink liquid, Farrell raises his own. So here's to Blaze and Frost, Everyone lifts their drink and then dumps it on their head. Wesley and I dump the liquid on each other's heads and then burst into laughter. We know each other so well.